Hello, lovelies. So, in my last video, I showed you guys my top 10 travel essentials. What I'm going to show you today is actually also what I would consider a travel essential for me, but I thought that it kind of deserved its own separate video, so I could show you guys how to do it. And that is a heatless curl method. So I have tried tons of heatless curl methods that I have seen all over the internet, and I have narrowed it down to two that really work for me. So I'm going to show you those two in this video. Okay, so the first one I'm going to show you is not so much for creating curls, but more so for maintaining curls that you have already done in your hair. So this one, I mean, you would curl your hair first, and then this method of heatless overnight curls will basically hold the curl for you so that your curls can last, a couple days. So this is the method that I use when I, have like just gotten out of the shower, curled my hair with a curling iron, and then I will put this method on my head, and I do that every night, and kind of maintains my curls until I need to wash my hair again. So let's do this now. Obviously my curls have kind of gone flat today because of the heat, but that's okay because this curling method will also help bring them back to life. Okay, so for this first method, everything that you need for it, you can get at the Dollar Tree. You're gonna need some of these like bendy hair rollers. They look like this, they're kind of foam and like a wire inside, and you bend them and they stay in place. So you're going to need just some regular socks. I would say like slightly longer socks, like at least like crew length socks, I guess. And then you're going to need, this is probably optional, but I think it helps, is a hair bonnet. So you stick the rods. I do about 4 of them, 4 of these rods, put them into a sock, and then you tie it at the end so it looks a little like this. So the rods are in the sock, and then the end of the sock is kind of hanging out loose after being tied. Does that make sense, guys? So then this becomes obviously like bendable because the rods are in it. You can do this in however many sections you want. I do about 4 just because I have like thicker hair. If you have thinner hair, you could probably do it in like 2. So this is how you're doing this. So you divide your hair into sections starting from your ears and going up to the top of your head, and then getting the sock roller and rolling your hair around it and then rolling it down your head. And then you just bend it back and then secure it with the top of the sock. So it should look like a nice bun on the top of your head. Then you get the next section and go to the crown of your head, starting from your ears again. And you do the same thing with the sock roller, roll your hair around it and then roll it down and then bend it backwards and secure it with the top of the sock again. You kind of get the idea. You're going to do that 2 more times. First dividing from your ears to the back of your head. Same thing, rolling your hair around it, rolling it down the back of your head, bending it backwards, securing it with the sock, and then 1 more time, just the bottom section, doing the same thing, rolling forward, bending backward, and then securing with the sock. It looks funny, but if you did it right, you should have this fun little bun mohawk thing going on. The last step, which again, like I said, is optional, but I think it just kind of helps to hold everything in place better, is a little hair bonnet. Mine is like cool and has gold on it. You just get the hair bonnet and put it over your head. I did this on the plane going to Europe for our last trip because I slept like this on the plane with my hair like this, so then I could wake up in Europe with my hair looking all pretty. It's also extremely comfortable to sleep on if you are like me and sleep like on your side or on your stomach, because there's nothing here. It's nice and flat, so nothing to get in your way. If you sleep on your back, then you might struggle with this one a little bit, but it's not bad. It's all like, everything's really soft too, so you might still be able to do it. So yeah, then I will just go to sleep with this on, and then I will show you guys in the morning how to take it off and what the result of these overnight heatless curl maintaining method looks like. All right, I'll see you guys in the morning.
The next morning.
Good morning. Okay, this is how it looks. Not too bad. So let me just take it off.
Removing the little bun mohawk is pretty easy. You're just basically doing the same steps as you would to apply it, but in reverse. So just taking off the top of the sock from the bun and then unbending the rod and rolling it all back down. Once you get everything off your head, then you can just finger comb through it lightly and spray it with some hairspray to keep the curls lasting all day.
Not bad, huh? Again, this is really only for maintaining curl if you already have curled your hair. I've tried this without curling my hair prior to this and then wrapping it, and it doesn't really do anything. But if you already have curled your hair and you want to kind of like maintain it for a couple days, then doing this method every night really helps to kind of hold the curl. Okay, hello again, lovelies. So now I'm gonna show you the second heatless overnight curl method that I swear by. And this is the one that I took with me to Europe and did basically every night that we were there, because I did not have a curling iron or anything else while I was over there, because as I had mentioned in my last video, the outlets there are different and I did not want to spend the money on like a power converter for like heat styling tools or buy a curling iron over there. So I am gonna show you guys what I did every night that we were there to get nice pretty curls the next morning. Very easy, again, takes like 5 minutes, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. So I'm starting out with, I just washed my hair and blow dried it, and so it's just kind of flat. So what you're gonna need for this one is one of these, okay, how do I put this? It's one of these guys, you know, the one that you've seen all over TikTok. This one's different though. This one is flat. I think this kind of is more, just the flatness is just comfier to sleep on, in my opinion. But if you like the round one and the round one works for you, then by all means use the round one. Just rubber band it here at the end so that you have like a little fishtail sticking out, and the rest is round. So anyway, part your hair the way you want to wear it. Kind of divide it down the middle behind you so that it's in 2 sections in front. Put this guy with the tail ends in the back of your head, on your head like a crown. And then you also need 2 little clippy things. I use these ones. You can just use a bobby pin or whatever kind of pin that you want. These ones work for me. So I just pin it on either side of my part. So one going facing back and one facing forward. Just so everything stays in place. You're also gonna need 2 hair ties, and then again, optional, but I think it really helps, is the hair bonnet again.
So this one's a little tricky to get the hang of at first, but once you get it, it's pretty simple. So you basically just take sections of your hair, wrap it around the rod, And then as you go down your head, you just keep grabbing more sections, kind of like French braiding. So just keep working down each side of your head separately. And if you run out of room, you can just push the hair up the rod and keep going. And then once you get to the bottom, you just keep wrapping the bottom around the bottom of the rod until you get basically a small little end of your hair. And at that point, you can grab the hair tie and just secure the end of your hair around the end of the little fishtail of the rod. And then once you have one side done, then you just do the exact same thing to the other side. Again, just grabbing small sections of your hair, wrapping it around the rod, and then grabbing smaller sections to add to it as you work down to the back of your head. And again, once you get to the point where you have no more hair to add, then you just keep wrapping the end of it around the bottom until you have just a little piece left to tie off to the fishtail end of the rod.
And this is how you look. Kind of a cute little... it doesn't look as crazy as the first method that I showed you guys. If you are a very gentle Disney princess-like sleeper, then you can just leave it like this. I am not. My husband says I flop around like a fish at night. So that's why I use the hair bonnet, to kind of keep everything in place. So again, you just throw this over everything. All right, and this is how I will sleep. Again, and this is so soft, so like, even if you are a side sleeper like me, like it doesn't get in the way. So that is it. I am gonna go to sleep now, and then I will see you guys in the morning to take this off. And this will actually form curls. So this is a good one to do when you really don't want to put any heat on your hair, or you can't. So yeah, I will see you guys in the morning.
The next morning.
Okay, good morning. I'm going to take this down so you can see what the heatless curls look like.
So very similarly to the first method, in order to take this method off, you do the same thing that you did to put it on, but in reverse. So just taking off the hair ties from the back, and then kind of just gently untucking the hair from the rod, and then just pulling the rod off.
And would you look at that? Not bad. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video on my 2 favorite overnight heatless curl methods. I gotta go. I've got meetings to get to, so I've got to get dressed. I will see you guys in next week's video, and until then, te quiero mucho.